The night before our wedding, I caught Louis tangled up with my best friend on the couch. I lost my mind completely and slept with all three of his friends. I made sure to leave evidence everywhere, on his desk, in the passenger seat of his sports car, in his office. But when Louis found out, he just casually stubbed out his cigarette and made a group call. You slept with all of them? How was it? Laughter crackled through the phone. Pretty flexible. She was all right, just a little stiff. Nowhere near as fun as that actress I've been seeing. Louis, did you never bother training her? She moved like a board. The revenge I'd so carefully planned was nothing but a punchline to him. He didn't care at all. I completely fell apart. I had a breakdown. And Louis had me committed to a psychiatric facility. I spent a year there. Then finally, I got better. Outside the window, a Bentley pulled into the courtyard and went quiet. Louis had come to take me home. He still remembered to come for me, but I had already forgotten how to love him. The nurse pushed open the door. Mr. Louis has finished the discharge paperwork. You're free to go. I nodded numbly. As I walked out of the hospital, I could still hear a few nurses whispering behind me. Poor thing. Her own fiancé drove her to this. What's so sad about it? He's gorgeous and loaded. He even pays for everything. It's not like he hit her. She should have just looked the other way. Some people don't know how good they've got it. A year ago, words like that would have sent me into hysterics. Now, they couldn't even make me slow my steps. Louis was leaning against the Bentley, waiting. I walked over to him. He curled his index finger, reaching toward my face. You've lost weight. I tilted my head slightly and pulled back. His hand hung in the air for a moment, then dropped. He opened the passenger door. Get in. There was a used lipstick on the seat. Louis snatched it out of my hand, rolled down the window, and tossed it out. My assistant left that. Don't mind it. I smiled faintly and said nothing. That lipstick was Mia's favorite brand, my best friend's. Not that it mattered anymore. I'd stopped caring a long time ago. At a red light, Louis tapped his fingers lightly on the steering wheel, then finally spoke. It's over between me and her. I threw out that couch. Got a new one in the style you like. A soft sound from me. He continued. I had the housekeeper clean your things every day. Nothing got dusty. Thank you. I smiled faintly. Louis glanced over at me, his expression unreadable. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small, red velvet box. I had the ring remade, bigger diamond than before. Do you like it? I didn't take the box. Let's call off the wedding. Louis didn't take my words seriously. He just dropped the box into my lap. Enough of the drama. I slept with your best friend, you slept with my 3 friends, and you even came out 2 ahead. Call it even. The spot as my wife is still yours, I promised you that. Stop playing hard to get. I stared at the little box in my hands and said nothing. I just smiled, quietly and bitterly. I wasn't playing anything. I was simply leaving for somewhere else, somewhere quiet, a little village, nothing like the city where my parents were buried. A place without him, where it wouldn't hurt. The car pulled through the gates of the estate. Nothing had changed. I didn't go to our bedroom. I dragged my suitcase toward the guest room. Louis stepped in front of me. What do you think you're doing? I got used to sleeping alone in the hospital. I glanced back at the room that had once been ours, and I don't want to sleep in that bed anymore. The day I'd found out about him and Mia, I'd checked the security footage. It wasn't just the couch. They'd been in our bed too, the one he'd had custom made for me. When I saw that, the pain nearly killed me. Louis stared at me for a few seconds, then let out a cold laugh. Fine, but don't take it too far. You always do this, and then you end up back in the hospital. I watched him walk away. The old ache didn't come. Maybe the treatment really had worked. I'd forgotten what it felt like to have my heart beat for him, to rise and fall with his moods. Late that night, I lay in the soft guest bed, restless. After a year on the hard hospital mattress, I couldn't get comfortable. During that year, Louis never visited once. Fear had swallowed me whole. I used to scream and cry for the doctors and nurses.